lovely, and welcome to your first meditation prescription. And today I am offering you a sleep tonic. Now we are entering Vata season where it's not unusual for our sleep to be disturbed. This is a time when anything that's been playing on our mind through the year tends to start presenting itself in our dreams, especially from like 2 o'clock onwards. We start to get those kind of dreams that lead us to kind of start waking between 2 and 6 a.m. And sometimes we ease through this period, and sometimes it can feel like everything we've ever experienced starts to be processed subconsciously. And because of that, our dream state becomes disturbed and we can become exhausted, let's be honest. So I wanted to offer you a little sleep prescription, a little sleep tonic to help you ease into a restful night's sleep. So if that sounds good to you, I invite you to close your eyes. And this is a meditation that is best done lying down. So as I ease you into this, you can find that you just allow yourself to go into the most restful night's sleep off the back of this meditation. So I invite you to lay down and get your body comfy. Start to notice if there's anywhere in the body that you can relax a little bit more, that you can bring a little bit more ease to. Is there anywhere that you can allow those muscles to just melt a little bit more? Maybe you start across the brow and just allow those muscles to relax. Maybe it's around the eyes, and just allowing those muscles to soften. And how's the jaw? Can you allow that jaw to become a little less guarded? Can you allow it to loosen? And maybe as you start to pay attention to your body, you realize that your shoulders have crept up to the ears, and seeing if you can allow those to relax, sink down. And how's the tummy feeling? Is there any holding on that you can let go of in this moment? And maybe in the lower abdomen, maybe you can bring a little bit more ease, a little bit more relaxation. And we're just going to start by bringing our attention to that breath in the belly, that gentle rise and fall. that happens all by itself. We're not trying to control it or make it into anything it isn't. Just starting to witness that gentle rise and fall. And you may notice that the breath is fast or slow. You may notice that that rhythm is steady, or perhaps it has a mind of its own. Perhaps it's creating its own melody. And you may notice that those breaths that are coming into the body are smooth, but maybe they're a bit jittery. And all of these things are welcome. You're allowed to be whoever you are in this moment. Whether that's steady, jittery, or creating a rhythm of your own. None of these things are better or worse than any other. And I invite you now in your mind's eye to replay the events of today. And I invite you to consider one question, just one question. And that's, what did I learn from today? What can I take away from my experience of today? And that might be things you want to do more of, things you might want to do less of. Maybe observing things that are good for you. Maybe observing the things that are not. And this is not about judgment. It's not about self-criticism, but of being curious and aware of how today had unfolded, the part you played, and what you might want to take into tomorrow. What did you learn from today? What did today give you? And once you have the answer to that question, asking yourself, what do you want to take into tomorrow? What is your intention? what would feel good to go to sleep on, knowing that's what you're waking up to. Allow that intention to come to you now. That intention of your deepest heart space. What are you taking in to tomorrow? And now that your mind has done its job for today, you're going to allow it to switch off. Allow it to slow down, to relax. And bringing your attention back to the body, we're going to use that power of intention to put our bodies into a calm and restful state. So starting at the top of the head, allowing any stress or worry, tension or stress to just melt away. And you can imagine in your mind's eye, if it's helpful, those things being physical matter, and just melting away into a gentle stream. And allow that feeling of melting to come down into the face, into the mouth and the jaw. And the intention here to bring as much relaxation as you can. Effortlessly letting go of anything that's been playing on your mind, anything that's worrying you, just drifts away. You're allowing those shoulders to melt away from the ears, and all the muscles in your arms and hands become soft, and you start to feel your limbs becoming heavy, relaxed. And that feeling of relaxation, it washes down into your chest area, all through the upper back. Everything becomes soft. You allow yourself to give in to this restful sleep that's awaiting you. You feel each of the muscles in that higher and middle back just begin to release. No longer anything to do or achieve. You can just be. And that relaxation, it washes down into your lower body. Any tension in the lower back begins to disappear. You soften, you relax. You feel that tension in your hips and pelvis. It begins to melt away. Your pelvis is allowed to open. And that freedom of movement, that relaxation, moves down into your thighs and your knees. As you release any tightness from the day, as you let go of the burdens. As you move down into the lower legs, the ankles and the feet. And you begin to sink deeper into the most relaxed state. And then before you drift off to the most restful sleep that you've ever had, until you experience the most restorative sleep, you give yourself this chance to just enjoy this, to enjoy the comfiness of your bed, the temperature of your body, the feeling of the covers and the air on your skin. And that feeling of letting go. Letting go of your worries. Letting go of responsibilities. Letting go of any burdens you've been carrying. As you enjoy the sensation of sleep beginning to wash over you. And welcoming that, allowing it in. No need to struggle or oppose it. You're inviting it in with the whole of your being. Sweet dreams, lovely. I will see you next time.